You know, people like to think they're so clever, like they've got you all figured out, like they've won the game before it even started. But here's the thing, they only play the game they understand. And you've been playing on a whole different level. They can't even comprehend. That's why they fear you. That's why they drag you into their petty little dramas, because that's all they've got. That's their weapon, drama. But you, my friend, you got something they'll never have. Silence. Oh, silence. That's the killer, isn't it? The one thing they can't handle. The one thing that drives them absolutely mad. They thrive on your reaction, on your anger, your pain, your words. You give them that. You feed their little fire. But if you sit there, quiet as the grave, oh, they'll burn themselves alive trying to get a rise out of you. You see, they want you to care. They want you to fight. Not because they want to beat you. No, no, no. That's too simple. They want to own you, your mind, your energy, your soul. Every time you respond to their games, every time you defend yourself, explain yourself, justify yourself, you're giving them a piece of you. And believe me, sweetheart, they're not worth it. Think about it. They throw their little words at you, trying to chip away at your armor, and when you swing back, what happens? You become exactly what they wanted you to be. Like them. Weak. Reactive. Trapped in their miserable little world. Let me tell you something. The best revenge, the only revenge, is indifference. Nothing drives people crazier than when you don't give a damn. They're screaming, crying, begging for attention, and you're just not there. You're untouchable. You win when you stop playing their game. Oh, they'll try to bait you. They'll spread lies. They'll make you the villain in their little soap opera. And you sit back, silent as death, because you know the truth. And the truth is, you don't owe anyone a damn thing. Not your time, not your energy, not your pain. Let them talk. Let them scream. Let them destroy themselves trying to get your attention. That's how you win. You ever see what happens when you stop feeding a flame? It dies. Slowly. Painfully. Pathetically. It dies. People are the same. They thrive on your attention, your reactions. Take that away, and they're nothing. They're ghosts screaming into the void, and the void doesn't answer back. But you've got to be stronger than them. You've got to learn to walk away, to say nothing, even when every bone in your body is screaming to fight back. That's where your power is. In your silence. In your control. Because the moment you lose control, the moment you let them drag you down to their level, they win. And we don't let them win, do we? Here's the thing about people who create drama. They're empty. They need chaos to feel alive, because without it, they have to face themselves. And believe me, that's their worst nightmare. You don't need any of that. You've got purpose. You've got strength. You've got silence. And that makes you unstoppable. So next time they come for you, next time they try to drag you into their pit of misery, just smile. Not a big smile, not a happy one. No, no. A small, knowing smile. The kind that says, I see you. I know what you're trying to do, and you don't matter. Then walk away. Don't run, don't hide. Just walk, slow and steady, because you've already won. Life isn't about proving yourself to people who don't matter. It's about knowing who you are and not giving a damn what anyone else thinks. They'll call you cold, heartless, arrogant. Let them. Those are the words of people who can't control you. And that, my friend, is the sweetest music of all. Remember this, the best response to their drama is no response at all. Because when you stop feeding their fire, they're the ones left in the cold. And you'll be walking away, warm, powerful, and untouchable. You don't need their approval. You don't need their acceptance. You don't need them. All you need is yourself. And once you realize that, once you truly understand it, there's nothing they can do to hurt you. So go ahead, let them talk, let them scream, let them burn themselves out trying to pull you down. And you'll be standing there, silent, unbroken, and smiling that quiet little smile that says, I've already won. And that's the joke, isn't it? They think they've got you, but really, they've got nothing. Oh, but here's the kicker, the part they don't want you to know. The part that terrifies them. See, when you stop responding, you force them to confront something they can't handle. Themselves. That's the real horror show. Not you, not me, not the silence. It's the twisted little circus running in their own heads. The insecurities, the fears, the shame. All of it comes rushing in when the noise dies down, when there's no one left to blame. You ever notice how loud they get when they're afraid? Oh, they'll call you every name in the book. They'll twist the story, make themselves the hero, paint you as the villain. That's their game. They rewrite the script because they can't face the fact that without their little drama, they're just empty. A hollow shell. A bad actor in a one-man play no one wants to watch. But you're different. You're not playing their game anymore. You're playing a bigger one, a smarter one. And they hate you for it. They hate you because you've got what they don't. Power. Not the kind of power that comes from yelling the loudest or throwing the biggest tantrum. No. Real power. Quiet power. The kind that doesn't need to prove itself. The kind that just is. Look at this. What do you see? A face? A mask? A mess? No. What you see is strength, raw, unfiltered, unapologetic strength. The kind that scares the hell out of people who can't even look in the mirror without flinching. That's why they come after you, you know. Not because you're weak, but because you remind them of everything they're not. And instead of fixing themselves, they try to break you. But here's the thing about broken glass. It doesn't crumble, it cuts. Every piece, no matter how small, is sharp enough to draw blood. And you're like that glass. They tried to shatter you, and all they did was turn you into 1,000 little blades. And now, every time they try to pick you up, they bleed. Oh, they'll bleed, all right? Not because you want them to, but because that's the price of playing with someone they don't understand. You're not their toy, their puppet, their punching bag. You're the storm they can't control. And the storm doesn't care about their little dramas, their petty insults, their pathetic attempts to drag you down. You don't give them what they want. You don't give them your anger, your pain, your tears. You don't give them a damn thing. You keep it all for yourself, because that's what they can't stand. That you're still standing, still breathing, still smiling, that quiet, defiant smile. Let me tell you something most people will never understand. Silence is a weapon, a beautiful, deadly weapon. It cuts deeper than any insult, lasts longer than any scream. And when you wield it, when you master it, you become untouchable, invincible, a ghost they can never capture. You see, the world's full of noise, people shouting, crying, begging for attention. And in all that chaos, silence is the loudest thing of all. It's a void they can't fill, a mirror they can't escape. When you stop responding, you force them to see themselves for what they really are. And believe me, most people can't handle that kind of truth. You ever hear the phrase, kill them with kindness? Yeah, that's a nice thought, isn't it? But it doesn't work. Kindness is wasted on people who don't understand it, who see it as weakness. You don't kill them with kindness, my friend. You kill them with nothing. No words, no reactions, no explanations. Just nothing. That's what eats them alive. That's what makes them tear themselves apart. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones trapped in their own drama. Not you. They're the ones drowning in their own noise. Not you. And the best part? The more you refuse to play their game, the more they destroy themselves, trying to beat you. It's poetic, really. Beautiful in a twisted sort of way. So, here's what you do. Next time they come for you with their lies, their drama, their petty little games, just smile. Not a big, fake smile. No, a quiet one. The kind that says, I know what you're doing, and I don't care. Then, turn around, walk away, and never look back. Because you've got better things to do, bigger things. And they've got nothing. And that, my friend, is how you win. Not by fighting their battles, not by sinking to their level, but by rising above it all, by staying silent, staying strong, and letting them destroy themselves, trying to break you. Now, go. Be the storm. Be the silence. And watch as they crumble under the weight of their own chaos. Because the best response to their drama is no response at all. Oh, but there's more, so much more to this game of silence, isn't there? See, silence isn't just a weapon, it's a mirror you hold up to the world, forcing them to look into it. And here's the funny part. Most people can't stand their own reflection. The lies they tell themselves, the masks they wear, the fragile little egos they try to protect. It all comes crashing down when you don't give them anything to hide behind. No words, no reactions, just the cold, hard truth staring back at them. You think they hate you because you're wrong? No, no, no. They hate you because you're right. Because you see through their act, and worse, you don't care enough to call them out on it. You just let them unravel. You stand there, silent, and they crumble under the weight of their own insecurities. And that's the thing about silence. It's not passive. It's not weak. It's an action, a choice, a powerful, deliberate choice. When you choose to stay silent, you're choosing to keep your power. You're choosing to let them destroy themselves while you stay untouchable, unbothered. But make no mistake, it's not easy. Oh no. Silence is a heavy crown to wear. It takes strength, discipline, control. Anyone can scream back, lash out, throw punches. That's easy. That's what they expect. But staying silent, walking away, that's the real test. That's what separates the strong from the weak. You see this? This is what they wear every day. Masks, pretending to be something they're not. Happy, successful, in control. But underneath, they're broken, terrified, pathetic. And the best part? They think their little dramas, their lies, their games will somehow hide that. But you're not playing pretend. You've got no mask, no act. You're real. And that's what scares them most of all. That's why they'll come for you. That's why they'll poke and prod and push, trying to get a reaction. Because every time you don't respond, every time you don't play their game, you're reminding them of their own weakness, their own emptiness, and they hate you for it. But let me tell you something they'll never admit. They need you. Oh yes, they need someone to project their failures onto, someone to blame for their own misery. Because without you, without your reactions, they'd have to face the truth about themselves. And that's a truth they're not ready to handle. So, you let them scream, Let them throw their tantrums, spread their lies, paint you as the villain. Let them dig their own graves while you stand there, silent, watching, waiting. Because you know something they don't. The loudest person in the room is always the weakest. The one who talks the most, who demands the most attention, they're the ones who are falling apart on the inside. And you're not falling apart. You're not weak. You're not playing their game. You're better than that. Smarter, stronger. And that drives them mad. They can't control you. They can't manipulate you. They can't win. Oh, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Watching them unravel, seeing them destroy themselves, trying to break you. It's poetic, a tragedy of their own making. And the best part? You don't have to do a damn thing. You just sit back, silent, unbothered, untouchable. But don't get me wrong, silence isn't about being passive. It's about power. It's about control. It's about knowing when to speak and when to let your silence say everything. It's about making them realize that no matter how loud they scream, how much they lie, how hard they try to drag you down, they'll never have what you have. Strength, resilience, the ability to rise above their noise and see it for what it is, meaningless. And that's the punchline, isn't it? Their drama, their lies, their chaos, it's all meaningless. It only has power if you give it power. But when you stay silent, when you refuse to engage, you strip it of all its strength. You take away its teeth. And what's left? Nothing. Just a bunch of empty words from a bunch of empty people. So remember this, my friend. The best response to their drama is no response at all. Because when you stop playing their game, you don't just win. You leave them trapped in their own. And that's the cruelest, most beautiful joke of all. But you know, silence doesn't just protect you. Oh no. It does something far more powerful than that. It exposes them. Their desperation, their insecurity, their need to control you. It all comes spilling out when you don't give them what they want. You see, people aren't as complicated as they like to think. Strip away the noise, the distractions, the smoke and mirrors. And all you've got left is a pathetic little creature clawing for relevance. Think about it. When you ignore them, when you don't play into their drama, what do? They escalate. They shout louder, spin wilder lies, drag more people into their mess, hoping, praying that someone, anyone, will react. And when no one does, oh, it's delicious. They spiral, they unravel, they fall apart. That's the beauty of it, you see. Silence isn't just a defense, it's a mirror. And when you hold that mirror up to them, when they're forced to see themselves without the noise, without the games, without you feeding their delusions, it's the ultimate punishment. It's a punishment they brought on themselves. And you You're just standing there, calm, untouched, watching them drown in their own chaos. You ever watch a drowning man? It's not the water that kills him. It's his own panic, the thrashing, the fighting, the refusal to just let go. That's what people do when you ignore them. They thrash, they panic, they destroy themselves trying to get your attention. And all you have to do is stand there and watch. But let's not pretend it's easy. Silence isn't just about shutting up. It's about restraint, discipline, the kind of strength most people will never have. Because let's be honest, it's tempting to fight back, isn't it? To throw their words back in their faces, to prove them wrong, to show the world who they really are. But that's what they want. They want you to stoop to their level, to get your hands dirty, to make a mistake they can use against you. Don't give it to them. Don't give them the satisfaction. Because the moment you engage, the moment you fight back, you've already lost. You've let them pull you into their world, their rules, their game. And you're better than that, smarter than that. You think silence makes you weak? No, my friend. Silence makes you a fortress, unbreakable, impenetrable, a storm that can't be tamed. And the best part, it's not just about what it does to them. It's about what it does to you. Silence gives you clarity. It gives you control. It lets you focus on what really matters, instead of wasting your energy on people who don't deserve it. Because that's the truth, isn't it? They don't deserve you. They don't deserve your time, your energy, your pain. They haven't earned the right to be a part of your story. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you stop giving them anything, the sooner you take back your power. But don't think for a second that they'll stop. Oh no, they'll keep coming. They'll keep poking, prodding, testing, hoping to find a crack in your armor. That's what weak people do. They can't handle your strength, your silence, your refusal to play their game. So they'll try to wear you down, to break you, to make you doubt yourself. But here's the thing they don't understand. Every time they come for you and you don't respond, you're not getting weaker. You're getting stronger. Every insult, every lie, every petty little jab, they're all just weights you're lifting, building your resilience, your control, your power. And one day, when they're exhausted, when they've thrown everything they have at you, and you're still standing, that's when they'll realize they've lost. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Watching them destroy themselves while you rise higher, stronger, untouchable. That's the real joke. They think they're the heroes of their story, but in the end, they're just clowns in a circus. No one's watching. And you're not even in the audience. You're already gone, off to bigger, better things, leaving them to drown in their own noise. So let them scream. Let them cry. Let them twist themselves into knots trying to get your attention. And you just smile. Not out of pity, not out of malice, but out of knowing that you've already won. Because the best response to their drama, the only response that matters, is no response at all. Remember that. Let it sink in. Let it define you. Because when you master silence, when you master yourself, there's nothing in this world or theirs that can touch you. Ah, but silence is only half the battle, isn't it? Because while you've learned to master yourself, to stand tall in the face of their noise, there's something else you need to understand. Something darker. Something they'll never teach you because they don't want you to know. Silence doesn't just protect you. It doesn't just expose them. Silence starves them. It strips them of the one thing they need to survive: your validation. See, these people, these drama makers, these attention seekers, they're like parasites. They feed on you. Your reactions, your energy, your time. Without it, they wither. They die. And here's the real kicker. They'll never admit it. Never. They'll tell themselves they're the strong ones, that they're the ones in control. But deep down, they know the truth. They know they're nothing without you. That's why they try so hard to keep you in their web, to make you react, to make you care. But here's the thing. You don't care. Not anymore. You've grown beyond them, evolved, and that terrifies them. Because the moment you stop feeding them, the moment you turn your back and walk away, they're left with nothing but themselves. And believe me, there's nothing they fear more than being alone with their own thoughts. Think about it. Why do they create drama in the first place? Why do they lie, manipulate, tear people down? It's not because they're strong. It's not because they're smart. It's because they're afraid. Afraid of being irrelevant. Afraid of being forgotten. Afraid of facing the truth about who they really are. Oh, and it's a cruel truth, isn't it? That no matter how loud they scream, no matter how many lies they tell, no matter how much chaos they create, it's all just a desperate attempt to hide from themselves. And you're the mirror they can't avoid. Every time you stand there, silent, unbothered, unbroken, you remind them of everything they're not. And that drives them mad. But don't pity them. Oh, no. Pity is for fools. Because these people, they made their choice. They chose to live in their little world of lies and drama. They chose to tear others down instead of building themselves up. They chose to be weak. And weakness deserves no sympathy. But you're not weak. You're not like them. You've got the strength to walk away, to rise above, to leave them drowning in the mess they created. And that strength, that power, is what makes you unstoppable. But remember this, power comes with a price. It's not enough to silence them. You have to silence the noise within yourself, too. The doubts, the fears, the need to prove yourself. Because as long as you're fighting an internal battle, they'll find a way to exploit it. You've got to master yourself, your mind, your emotions, your impulses. You've got to learn to let go of the need to be understood, to be liked, to be validated. Because the moment you stop seeking those things, the moment you truly let go, you become untouchable. And when you're untouchable, you're free. Free from their games, their lies, their chaos. Free to live your life on your own terms, without anyone else's approval. But freedom, real freedom, is a lonely thing. It's not for the weak. It's not for the faint of heart. It's for the ones who can stand alone, who can face the silence and find peace in it. And that's you. That's who you are. That's who you've always been. So let them talk. Let them scream. Let them destroy themselves trying to pull you down. Because at the end of the day, their noise means nothing. And you? You mean everything. Remember that, my friend. The best response to their drama isn't just silence. It's indifference. It's freedom. It's power. And once you've mastered that, you'll never look back.